Did a state agency violate Maryland law by deleting public records?
As Project Baltimore's Chris Papps explains, the answers we are getting from state officials raise new questions.
The Maryland Public Information Act is a state law giving the public access to public records so we can see what our government is doing. Attorney Scott Marder believes
I am very concerned right now.
What the Maryland State Department of Education is doing under Superintendent Mohammed Choudhury may violate the law. Project Baltimore last week first reported on the existence of these 98 text messages, metadata, we received through a public records request. The texts were sent or received by Superintendent Choudhury from January to March of this year. At that time, Fox 45 had exposed 23 schools in Baltimore City where 0 students who took the state test in 2022 scored proficient in math. Following our reporting, the state decided to change how it reports test scores to the public. These text messages could give the public more insight into why its government made that decision. But it appears we'll never know.
I am concerned that this is a violation of state law.
In an email on Friday, MSDE told Project Baltimore the metadata of text messages provided is all that our Office of Information Technology could retrieve due to storage limitations. In other words, these 98 text messages were deleted.
The cell phone issued to Mohammed Choudhury by MSDE is a government cell phone that's supposed to be used for government business. So I'm troubled by the fact that MSDE says that they had to delete because of storage issues. I find that troubling.
Project Baltimore originally filed our public records request on April 10th. We can see in the metadata that the final text message received by the state superintendent relating to our request came in on March 22nd. So what MSDE is saying is that the cell phone issued to the state superintendent doesn't have the storage capacity to keep text messages for 19 days.
His cell phone should be more than sufficient to be able to keep a lot of text messages on there. We deal with electronic discovery in cases all the time, and we see text messages going back many, many years on phones. That's very common.
According to state law, it's a misdemeanor to willfully violate the Maryland Public Information Act, punishable by imprisonment up to 3 years, a fine of $1,000, or both. The law clearly says a person cannot destroy, remove, or conceal a public record. And the term public record would also include, for instance, text messages and other electronic communications. So we sent an email back to the state asking for the specific storage limitations that prevented MSDE from retaining those text messages. We also asked for MSDE to explain how your agency's failure to retain these text messages complies with Maryland law, a law designed to ensure public records are available to taxpayers.
If someone willfully deletes a public record, it's a crime, and they can go to jail for up to 3 years. So it's a very serious violation of the law here in Maryland if that was done.
This story is far from over. Last week, we also showed you this email, which we requested that MSDE fully redacted. Once we received this email, we asked the state for more clarification as to why it was blacked out. Shortly after, MSDE unredacted sections of it, and we will show you those sections in the coming days. I'm Chris Papps. Thanks for watching. Here's another story to watch. Also, if you have a story idea, please send us a message.